Alrighty, let's get this thing started. How's everybody doing? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. So what's going on? The U-CAD from Frankfurt. It's up 1-50. Awesome, man. Yeah, I saw the sweep and then I saw the mitigation. It looked pretty good. Let's dive into it. We've got a lot. I got up about an hour ago, so I've been marking up some stuff for the week. And if anything, if it's a repeat of last week, we should be in a good place. Those of you guys that, well, from last Thursday's backtest video, right? The U-CAD buys that I caught last week. Yeah, I mean, you can see we're approaching 400 pips in profit off of it. And that one entry that I took was 1.6 pip stop loss. So it's doing pretty well. And then of course the Wednesday NASDAQ and SPX, the Thursday SPX US 30, and then the Friday, I didn't personally get into Friday's NASDAQ short, but if you got into any of those shorts and you're still holding, you're in a really good spot. So, you know, I know a couple of you guys did catch some of those plays. So good job. Congrats. You can definitely see the profits coming out of it. And like I said, Thursday, we went over how I kind of managed the SPX and US 30 shorts, where I took profits and where I'm planning on taking more profits. So let's dive into it. You know, if you haven't seen the economic calendar, get ready, because we are definitely going to be in a very fundamental nightmare this week, which obviously is going to set up for some really good manipulation. Just, you're going to have to be patient with it. All right. Obviously, we're going to get a little bit of a move, and I'm kind of hoping for it. If you've looked, we're going to get into DXY first, but if you look at DXY, we've reaccumulated, or we're in the process of reaccumulating. So hopefully this PPI data comes out in 22 minutes and we get that reaccumulation, so we can start the week off pretty nicely, waiting on that pullback and then playing the continuation play. All right. Of course, Wednesday is the Whopper, right? Wednesday, if you guys haven't seen what's going on with the Federal Reserve, I'm sure ECB is going to really say some stuff at 12:20 that's going to move whatever it is, what it is. But the FOMC release is going to be the biggest thing this year. That right there. Last month, we went up to 1 full basis point, and they're pricing in a 1.5, right? So a 0.5% is what they're pricing in, but they're talking about a full 1% going on this week. If that happens right there, get ready, because you're going to see indices drop like hotcakes. You're going to see the dollar appreciate. I mean, I'm talking about some crazy wick action. All right. I will tell you right now, well, just so you guys know my plan, I am leaving after this call, and I'm going to try and not be on here too long. I've got to run, get some stuff done, because I'm driving with my daughter to Orlando today. She's got her national championships this weekend. So we're going to be driving up. So I'm going to try and get everything situated that I can for today. I am going to try and trade tomorrow. We'll do the New York session tomorrow as well. I'm going to try and get up early just so I can position myself in, but I can guarantee you this, right? And I know I say it every FOMC, but this one, I mean it for sure. I will set my alarm for 12 p.m. Eastern, and wherever any position is at, will go to break even no matter what it's at, right? I will go to break even, and I will not plan on taking any trades until Thursday, because we are going to get some crazy price action, especially if this ends up coming out a 1%. Get ready. We're talking, I mean, back, those of you guys that are new to trading haven't seen it, but I mean, some of you guys, Thomas, I know you remember some of these crazy, like 200 pip wicks and stuff like that. We're going to see stuff like that. So everything in the news has been going kind of crazy about it. I think personally, we're going to get the full 1 basis point. And that has never happened in the history of the Federal Reserve. We've never seen it go up. Yeah. Look at some of the, it happened a lot on NZD crosses, like NZD USD and stuff. Yeah, man. I remember those news releases giving crazy pips. and I'm telling you right now, if that happens, get ready for the sell-off. That could be the big push on indices that gets us, down a full percent for the day, stuff like that, But yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So keep that in mind. Know where it's at, and then of course you have NFP coming out, the job reports for the Australian dollar. So we're going to see Wednesday is going to be a fun-filled pack day. That's why I'm saying at 12 p.m. I am done looking at anything. It is what it is, right? Not only that, but I'll be in Orlando with my daughter, so it's just me and her. My wife and other daughter will be going to another tournament. So, and then looking into Thursday, it is going to be the central bank for the Swiss bank giving out their policy rate. And that's going to happen during London session. So those of you guys trading during London, pay attention, because you are getting, just like add it up. Look at what is happening this week, right? We've got, and I don't care about like retail sales or stuff like that. We're talking about on Wednesday, we're talking about the Fed with their interest rate. We're talking about the odd with their jobs report, which is going to be moving the market. On Thursday, we've got the Swiss bank and we've got the pound that is going to be giving out their bank, right? And they're already talking about a 0.25% bump. So that's going to be their FOMC, right? And then on Friday, you've got the Bank of Japan, which I hate when they do this tentatively because nobody knows, right? But then you've got old Powell is going to be talking about everything that's going on Wednesday and this shenanigans, right? So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, get ready for the volatility because we're going to get it, man. There's no training tonight. No, I'm not going to do the Tuesday. You talking about the Tuesday call that we do? No, I won't do Tuesday call. And Thursday's training, I'm just going to move to Saturday. So I'll be back. I'll figure out what time I'll be back Saturday, and then I'll schedule. I'll let everybody know on Friday what time we're going to do team training. Just because it's a pain for me to. I don't mind doing like the New York Zooms because it's just really me talking. But on the team training, I hate doing it for my laptop. So we'll do it on Saturday. I'll be home Saturday. So bear with me here. Hold on. One second, guys. What the heck? Hold on. Trying to open my stupid Discord so I can get everything set up to drop in. All right, there we go. All righty. So yeah, we've got some fun-filled action going on this weekend. All righty. Hold on. All right, there we go. Okay. So with that in mind, let's jump over the charts, right? We are gonna see some potential really nice moves this week. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Bear with me. There we go. All righty. So let's get over here, right? Let's get over to the charts, DXY. We'll start with this. And this is kind of what I'm looking at. So bigger picture, right? We've definitely have confirmed what I've been waiting for, right? We've seen the bigger push. I don't know where that arrow went. Hold on. There we go. So we've seen our bigger reaccumulation happen. And let's just do it like this. There we go. So we've seen our bigger reaccumulation happen. All right. Price came in last week like we expected into that slingshot area. Price came in and we saw the move, right? So off of the big reaccumulation, if we get a pullback, which potentially is possible this week, right? Especially with the news that's going on. a pullback into this move right here is what's going to get us priced in really nicely, right? That's where I'm going to be looking. Specifically, you can see I've got my alert in here because if we do come back into like this reaccumulation, that's great. You know, this is what I'd love to see price come on down here to go higher. Not to say that that's going to happen, right? We may not get it. We just may continue to see price continue to go bullish. If that happens, right? If that happens, just play the continuation move. So this morning during London, right? What do we see? We saw price come in, sweep out all of this price action from yesterday. We played right into this reaccumulation here. All right. And now what I'm waiting for is this reaccumulation to break the high. If that breaks the high, right, we know that we're going to be coming back into here. And ideally what I'd love to play into is London price action. All right. And of course, that'll translate perfectly into EU being the opposite of this pair. So that's really what I'm waiting for today on DXY. If we get a deeper pullback, all good. You know, I'm just going to sit back and wait for the pullback, just like we've been doing, and play the continuation plays. On EU, right? Same price action, lower time frame. This is what I'm going to be expecting, right? I'm going to be expecting the break below here, right? If we get this break below here with news today, this is what I'm going to be looking for, right? I want to see, obviously we can come into, you know, like 80% will be probably somewhere in there, but I'd love to come back into the distribution from London price action. That's ultimately what I want to see. On the RSI, you know, we definitely had some really clean divergence. And if you guys haven't been really using that RSI for divergence, it's there. I mean, it's telling you the change of momentum is coming. I mean, we could see that right in here. All you got to do is just wait for the confirmation of the distribution. All right. So I'm going to personally just be sitting right now waiting for this alert to go off on EU. Nothing's going to happen until that does. All right. If we do go higher, right, last week's price actions where I want us to come into. So the news candle from last week is what I'm going to be really focused on, right? It's going to be this, this right here, right? That's what I want us to come into. All right. That for me was what gave us the new leg like this to break down. And we see that great. I'm playing off of it right there. All right. I'm also still waiting. And this is why we already know on dollar index, we've already traded below this low. Okay. So I'm not so worried about, you know, price potentially accumulating in here because I know we're going to come lower. All right. I'm going to play the continuation play. So in this scenario, like if we break here, I'm going to look for the short here. If this ends up taking out that high, then we're coming right into here. Okay. It is. Yeah. It's this right here is perfect. You know what I mean? Like I really hope that with all the fundamental news this week, that's what we get to, you know, in theory, I'd love for the drop, right? We now confirm a new leg, right? This distro would be maintaining this order flow leg. And then let's just come up to it, mitigate out. And that gives us, you know, for me, it gives us the better R to R, right? Because let's just say, I don't know, hypothetically, we catch a 5 pip stop, right? 5 pip stop to a new low. I mean, we're talking 400 plus pip move, you know. Do I have a limit on this high up here? I do not have a limit. No. The only reason I don't have a limit is it's not holding anything yet. So, but I will throw a limit in there. Yeah. Once we break, I'll have a limit in there. Yep. Absolutely. Yep. So that's what I'm waiting for on EU. Okay. I already have, I'm going to go through this right here because these are ones that I've got confirmations for me to potentially already set some trades into, right? We'll start with U-CAD. All right. U-CAD, listen, U-CAD, man. I don't know what more to say. I will say this. I was doing a Zoom yesterday with somebody and we totally did not even look at this on the back test. And not that I really needed that extra confirmation, but I'm just going to show this here, right? I'm going to pull this out on U-CAD. Let's go to Pepperstone because I don't think I have anything marked up on Pepperstone, right? Okay. So we talked about a lot of things with the U-CAD back test. Okay. We also know that when price, hold on, let's go to like a 4-hour. Okay. So we know that when price broke this high here, hold on. when price broke that high there, all right, we essentially had that low to this high, right? And then we don't make a new leg until this right here, right? Which means that this is now what's maintaining that low, correct? Everybody good with me? All right. So now, would you set a limit out of today's distro on EU? Only if we break the low. So we already know, right? We already knew about the whole, divergence, right? We had the divergence showing us that we were going to get the momentum shift, right? But did anybody actually run a fib from that low to this high? Did anybody run that fib and notice where the heck we came? So, yeah. I mean, that just add that to the one more of the checkbox and the confirmations to take the damn trade. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Just like this leg came into the 80% of that, right? Remember, that's the whole reason we were looking for that buy out of there, out of this right here, up to that. You know what I mean? The 800 level looks like it lines up with the 800 level. The 800 level on where? 800 level on U-CAD? 125, 800. 125, 800. Yeah, but this is 125, 15. Yeah, this is 125, 15. Yeah, 25, 800 would be like up here somewhere. Yeah. No worries. All good. Okay. Now, so what am I looking for with U-CAD, right? U-CAD. So until we break a new high, I'm not expecting any kind of pullback, right? So we've been trying to play the continuation plays up. I know last Friday gave an opportunity out of here. So play the continuation moves, right? I know, Adam, I know he said he caught the continuation play out of here, and I'm looking for mitigation of this as well. So we've confirmed reaccumulation, right? We've got the reaccumulation going on here. And actually, hold on, before we do that, I just want to give me one sec. So I'll drop EU in the watch list. Hold on. So let me drop EU in this watch list. Yeah. So in theory, just on EU alone, right? So if we confirm this break now, I would set a limit, right? I would set a limit out of the distro to take this lower. All right. I have no problem doing that, right? And if we just keep in mind that we potentially may not come all the way up here, right? We could play, if this turns out to be the slingshot, this is already looking like it's going to be like in the 80%. So we could play into the slingshot. So whatever that price action after the fact is, that's going to be a point of interest, obviously. So just keep that in mind. All right. So here's EU. That's what I'm going to be waiting. I don't know if you guys saw, but I dropped the watch list yesterday that I'm going to be looking at for this week. All right. Let's see. We have. All right. Hey, what's up, Jake? Did you catch that move this morning on U-CAD? I'm hoping. I saw the chart you just dropped. Okay. So on U-CAD, what I'm going to be looking for is awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah, dude. Good job with it. Yeah, there was a couple little Frankfurt price actions today I was noticing. So on U-CAD, it's just play the continuation play, right? We know we can see the manipulation, right? We got the manipulation, Frankfurt price action, boom, swept Asian lows. You chose the wrong pairs today. By one pipette. Yeah, no, I see it, bro. I see it. So what I'm looking for is this, right? Point of interest right there. Obviously, point of interest right here. This could have very easily have been the mitigation of this move coming into 50%. So how I'm going to play this is if we come back into this reaccumulation here, right? I need to wait for an accumulation. I will set a limit. And what I did was I just measured the entire reaccumulation. This is 80%. I did set a limit just off the 80%. And obviously if we get an accumulation down here, I'll throw some risk on that accumulation. Okay. But that's what I'm going to be looking for today. I want to see, do we come back into that Frankfurt price action, or do we mitigate the London potential mitigation of the entire reaccumulation? All right. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. We're not that far off. You know, U-CAD can give us that, especially with the US dollar news today. So something also, I know, I think I was talking to Clance about this. There is, you know, especially on TPT, right? We've been noticing that your missed trade folder is getting larger and larger because of some missed trades because of their spreads. So something that I have been looking at personally is, you know how I say just add 2 pipettes to your entry. I may jump that up to like 4 pipettes, which sucks because it's going to really tear down your R to R. But, you know, I'd rather be in the trade than nothing. So yeah. For me, my stop loss, this clearly mitigates that reaccumulation. So when we're looking at this from a, when we're looking at this at the micro level, hold on, let's go like 15 second. Right. And again, you know, what do we have? Actually, I'm gonna go 5 second. So what do we have? We have beautiful accumulation, right? You have your beautiful accumulation. You get the Frankfurt Open. You get Frankfurt Open that sweeps, gives you the spring, right? Out of that spring, you get another reaccumulation, and we have the divergence here, which mitigates. We break the high, confirming reaccumulation, and then price does what? Comes right back into 80% of the reaccumulation. Again, divergence, indicating change of momentum, and then we come here. So for me, this right here is my maximum risk. I don't need to go below that low. So on that limit order, that's my low that I'm going to be covering. Okay. So that's my plan with U-CAD. All right. And hopefully we get something today with it. You know, again, if there's anything to teach in patience, if now going back, I mean, just off the top of my head, looking at the last 2-3 weeks of price action, Monday, Tuesday were dead weeks, right? Dead plays. Wednesday, we got a little bit. Thursday was the big day. And then of course, Friday. So the journal doesn't lie, right? We know you know, at least I've been preaching about it, that we're seeing just a tremendous amount of price action going in the direction that we want to go in, coming in Thursday, London session into New York. So just be patient, right? Just be patient with it. Okay, hold on. Let's see now. There we go. Hold on one second. Oh yeah. Hold on. Somebody's trying to get in. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's what I'll be looking for on U-CAD, right? Either the accumulation out of here, right? Or I'll take the order. And then you can even see we had really good divergence going on here, right? We had a really good divergence going on here. So that momentum shift is key. And that's why, again, on that confirmations that we're looking for, that's what we want to see, right? We want to see that. If it's not present, it doesn't mean necessarily I'm going to not take the trade. But if it is present, it just gives you one more good confirmation. So that's what I like. So that's what we're going to do. That's what I'm personally doing with U-CAD. All right. Over on GU, right? Let's talk about GU. GU has finally done what we've expected, was the overall redistribution. Hold on. TradingView is doing its stupid thing again. Okay. So we have seen that we have finally made the new low, right? Happened yesterday. Finally, we got the new low as suspected. So we know that we now have a new order flow leg, right? That order flow leg goes from here to here, to here now. Okay. So we are now within a leg. So play the continuation move, right? We can already see that we have a redistribution. Play the continuation move until what? Until we break, and then we would expect price to come back into supply. All right. So overall, we have a massive redistribution. So now let's just play what happened in the last 24 hours, right? Pretty clean price action, right? Pretty clean price action. We have yesterday's attempted accumulation that absolutely did nothing, right? And then we have our typical, no, I don't want to do that. We have our typical Frankfurt price action sweep, right? Frankfurt opens up, sweeps out Asian, breaks order flow, comes back to mitigate to the T, 80% of, if you measured out the entire push, coming back to 80%. So what I did was I measured out the entire leg. Here is 80% of the redistro, right? Lines up into this price action right here, which is what I like because it is 50% of that move right there. We'll see what happens. I've got an alert sitting just above like 2150. What I want to see is I'd like to see price because the stop loss is just massive here, right? I mean, we're talking about, it's a 20 plus stop loss. So I'm not personally going to have a limit order on this. What I do want to get is a distribution anywhere here, right? And on GU, we've been pretty fortunate that it does give pretty nice distributions. All right. Same thing coming into that London price action. If we come down and look, right, she gave really clean divergence, right? Coming into it, she gave really, really clean divergence that momentum shift was happening, right? So, not necessarily would I have really put a lot of risk into it, but you do have a distribution, you do have the break of order flow. And once you broke that, could you have taken that entry? That would have been something I threw a little bit of risk on, especially on a Tuesday. But it definitely was there. So this is kind of what I'm looking to play out of GU right now is I'm going to sit back and I'm going to just wait for a distribution anywhere here, right? Get me the distribution. We're not that far from price action on it. It's about 100 pips. So we could see that with news coming in, build something into this area. You've got the redistro sitting right in here that potentially could be played off of. And then you've got the overall leg that needs manipulation out of the overall, type 5 distribution, the head and shoulders. Okay. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. What candle are you using as I'm not using a candle. I'm using the price action. So I'm using that to that is the entire redistribution, right? So I just measured that right there. And that's my 80% of the redistro. So this was your shakeout. The shakeout's been mitigated, right? So because of that mitigation, I'm not going to play the distro that's in there. This is the last unmitigated point. But like I said, if I play off of that, the stop loss is just still way too massive. 50% of that is, we're talking 25 pips. So this right here, you talking about that? Now I'm not really interested. So it is. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's why anything above here. So this area right here is what I'm looking for. That's what I'm going to be looking for. But I'm going to personally wait for the distro because there's nothing in there that I can find that's going to give me high probability with low stop loss, right? Because remember the target needs to be this low right here, right? That's our first target. So, the target's great. It's 100 pips, right? So if I can get on GU, if I can get something, with spread under, 8 pips, I'll be happy with it, because on a 100 pip move on an 8 pip spread, we're well over the 1 to 10 that I need. All right. So I like it. I like the fact that Frankfurt swept out, New York session here, because that is New York session. I like the fact that we swept New York session. I like the fact that we swept Asian liquidity, and then the distribution came in to push in the new low. So that's what I'll be waiting for. All right. So that's my goal to kind of tackle GU with, is wait for the distro coming in. And then hopefully we can get it. We're not that far off, but That's the goal. And then again, if we break this high, right? If we break this high and violate order flow, well, then we're just waiting up here, right? We're waiting out of the larger distro where the slingshot and the extreme is. All right. NU, much of the same, right? Looking from a zoomed out picture, right? Where are we? And this is the thing that, for me personally, I'm not really going to be playing anything on NU. So hold on, let's do it like this. So we know that we are, come on, get over here. So we know that we're potentially setting up for a new leg, right? We are coming in to hopefully a new leg. Yeah, I dropped you. It's in there. We're hopefully setting up for a new leg. So I've got the alert down there confirming my redistro. All right. Just keep in mind where we're at, right? I'm not too worried about buying out of this demand area because the demand area is absolutely nothing. All it did was get us into supply. So on NU, just like GU, what I'm personally waiting for is I want us to trade, and you can see what did Frankfurt do? Same exact thing, right? We got the attempted accumulation. London came in, and there's your Frankfurt, right? You got your distribution sitting right in here. There's your trading range. You got 1 drive, 2 drive, 3 drive. So it's a type 2 for me. And then what do? We sweep Asian, we sweep Asian low, and we confirm the redistro right here. So this was your ICE, right? There's your ICE. We sweep it. So this is what I want to play. Now, the question is, are we going to go back into that price action, which that very easily could have been the mitigation, or do we play into the redistro here? So same thing like GU, I'm just going to kind of sit back and wait for a schematic right in here, right? The 80%, same thing. If you measure out, oh geez, and NCAD really wants me to do something with it. If we measure out from the low of the redistro, right? From that point to Frankfurt high, this is the 80%. So would I have taken this Frankfurt sweep? Would I have taken that? I don't think so, man. Hold on. I honestly didn't break down like in the seconds, but let me see. Would I have taken it? So all right, so there's your trading range. No, I wouldn't have taken it. Well, hold on. Now that I see this, did this come to 50, bro? All right, so climax test, right? So this is your rally. This is your up thrust at Frankfurt Open. That's your MSAL. So could that have been the U-CAD? If there's divergence, I would have played it like that. Is there divergence? Yeah, there's divergence. So you've got clean divergence. So now the only thing I would have needed though is the break, right? So yeah, no break. Yeah, no break. So even if I pull, I don't think even if I pull the Thomas, let me check the line chart, see if I can get in. I don't know if the line chart gets me in. No, oh, the line chart gets you in. The line chart gets you in. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think I take it. Not on a Tuesday. Yeah, not on a Tuesday. But so you finally get the break, right? You finally get the break. Can you play this? And I just don't know if I take that. I don't know if I take it off the 50. Hold on. Do I take it off the 50? What would that be? That would be a big ass freaking stop loss, man. That's all. I mean, we're talking what, half a pip spread, 5.5 pips. What would the target be? The target would be the low, right? So would I take this? I don't know. I think I do. I think I do. Hold on. It's gonna be a 1 to 10. Yeah. I think I do. Oh, I don't know. Now, I don't think I set it on the 50. I think because of that, I set it on the 80. I think I set it on the 80. So wait, you were waiting for the U-CAD of the 3 Frankfurt drives? Yeah, just keep in mind this, right? Like, so when you're looking, when we're lower time frame in here, hold on. So when we're lower time frame in here, give me a sec. I mean, you've got to already anticipate that this price action in here is the start of your distribution. I mean, we can see this was the key. This is the thing here. Like, does that give me enough confidence to say that that is the play? And then the other thing you can do is, okay, well, what if we just play it like this and we say that's the preliminary supply, and you've got a climax to a rally, to a test, to an MSAL, to an up thrust, and you're like, well, you know, do I take it out of here? You know, no, because it's only a type 2 at that point. But then once you get that last manipulation, once you see that, if this would have given me a better break, I mean, that's all I needed for this to be a type 1. Especially seeing that divergence, right? Especially seeing the divergence. I mean, look on the 1 minute. I mean, yeah, look at the 1 minute. We're getting just absolutely clear indication of just market, you know, momentum shift. Yeah. In the Frankfurt manipulation. Yeah, I saw that. On the, you can definitely see it lower time frame. I mean, you can see distribution, accumulation, reaccumulation, distribution, accumulation, reaccumulation, distribution. I mean, you're getting beautiful. I mean, even this accumulation to come back up into this distro is beautiful. You know, I mean, you're getting just absolutely clean market cycling here. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is, you know. I'll tell you right now, I probably don't take this on a Tuesday. You know, Thursday morning, yeah, all right. You know, now we're potentially talking about something important. But yeah, so I'll be looking for us to come back up into this area and play a distro out of up here, right? So point of interest is going to be this redistribution or coming back into that play right there. So I'm going to sit, you know, once the alert goes off into the 50, I'll be watching it in here. Okay. So I know I put a damn box here for a redistro. All right. So that's what I'll be waiting for. All right. And there's nothing, if we break order flow, there's nothing for me to play because we haven't created a new leg yet. Okay. Now on the AU side, AU is a little different, right? Because AU did not sweep Asian liquidity, right? We could see the divergence here where it just created equal highs. All right. But when we look at where AU is, same thing, right? What am I waiting for? I'm waiting for price to ultimately break this low, because once we break this low, this distribution is now the new leg for order flow. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm there with you, man. AU really irritated me as well. You know, yeah, it did for sure. So if we do break above here, there's nothing I'm doing, right? I'm just going to sit back and wait. I'll sit back and wait for us to finally either break this low, because then now we'll be in this leg, right? We'll be in that leg. And then that's potentially when we could see the pullback, maybe back up into here, right? So we'll see how it plays out. You know, if anything, like I said, it's just patience, right? Look at how long it's taken for AU to move. I mean, we're talking 2 to 3 weeks, right? So I'm not personally going to be, I like NU better because of the manipulation, but just because AU did not sweep doesn't mean I'm not going to take this opportunity if AU comes into the point of interest. So for me, right, we still have a redistro, right? So if AU does come up and distribute out of here, why won't I take it? Absolutely, I'll take it. You know, I don't care about you know, the double tops or the equal highs or the liquidity sitting up here, because NU's already shown me that they swept liquidity, right? So comparable strength, this is unimportant to me, right? If they needed to fill more orders, they would have done it, right? They would have swept, and there is a distro in there. So if we get the distribution, I'll take it. Why am I not interested to accumulate in that SC? You mean to distribute? You mean to sell from here? Is that what you're asking? Yeah, because it's not worth the trade, right? Where, let's just say we take half of that. It's a 50 pip move. You know, it's a 50 pip move to my first target. So it won't be worth the trade for me. You know, say, let's just say hypothetically, let's say hypothetically, that's like a 1 to 7. Yeah. The question is it worth the entry? No, it's not, you know. And when you look at NU, right? Because AU doesn't have it, but when you look at NU, where's the last point of supply? Like where do they need to come back and potentially mitigate out of? And for me, it's this price action right here. It's not this. You know, if they sell off from here, all right, well, it is what it is, you know. But for me, I'm not, you know, on a Tuesday, what gets me into a trade? On a Wednesday, what gets me into a trade? It's got to be worth my risk. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's not worth the risk. I'd rather if it's going to play out of it, let it play out of it and do its thing. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. And then NCAD and ACAD. I know we're just jumping around some dollar stuff real quick, but NCAD and ACAD, same thing, right? What am I expecting? You know, we have confirmed, you can see the big break here on NCAD. We did break that low. So now I'm just waiting. I just want us to break this low here, right? If this turns out to be the slingshot that gets us down there, obviously point of interest number 1, point of interest number 2. That's what I'll be waiting for, right? So I've got my alerts set on this low. I want to see if we can get down into that area. I already like the fact that we swept some Asian liquidity here. And if we can see price, especially like same thing on ACAD, right? You can see ACAD's already confirmed the break where NCAD hasn't. So that's why my NCAD alert was going off. But I want to see if we can get up here, right? This my first point of interest. If we distribute on ACAD out of here, I'm pulling the trigger. And then of course, London gave us the manipulation, right? So 50% of that U-CAD sits here, 80% is here. I'll tell you right now, depending on when it comes in, you know, because I don't want to take this because this is a short. I don't want to take it anywhere close to news, right? Because broker manipulation on the sell side, I can get stopped out on this. So, but on the 80%, it's 3.3 pips. Definitely worth the limit. So I already have it set on my PSC off that 80. Off the 50, I think it's like 9 pips. So still well within a good R to R on it, because if we do come in at 8 pips, actually, hold on. There we go. Come in at 8 pips. You can see, I mean, it's a 1 to 7, but on that 80%, well worth it. We're at almost a 1 to 20 on it. So I do have the 80% of this London move, right? The manipulation out of it set. I like it, you know, if we can get up there. And on NCAD, like I said, we haven't broken the low, but ACAD's already showing the weakness. So I think I said it last week. We're seeing that the Australian dollar has like done a flip flop with the Kiwi and is really taken over as the leader. NZD is turning into being the laggard. So that's how I'm going to really treat this, right? If we can get continuation to the downside, great. Then NCAD allows me to get into it. If NCAD comes up here and distributes, right, that's something I potentially will take, but only the distribution, and it's going to be on ACAD's. It's going to be on ACAD's weakness, right? So you know, like I don't care if this continues lower. This is still where I want to come into play, right? So that's ideally what I'm going to be looking for is a play out of here. Again, just be mindful, Australian news tonight. So, you know, if we don't get there during New York, which I don't think we will, coming into tonight, just be mindful because that 3.3 pip, you know, I don't know if you guys have seen what ACAD does, NCAD does during news. You know, you can potentially see just a really, really large spread on it. Okay. Yeah, I'm dropping it, man. I got you, Wes, bro. Come on now.
Mike, I have a quick question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm still holding the NCAD cells from the top, right? And I had my stop loss at break even, but I partialed out on the way as well, and we already broke like the low that we wanted to see the break.
Yep.
Right. Do you normally close out the whole position when you see price start when price starts to accumulate after taking the low?
No, I don't.
So you'll still have your stop loss at break even, and what happens when price is pulling back? You just don't take any more partials?
So right, yeah. So like for me, because you got in here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me,
on NCAD.
On NCAD. All right. So hold on. So for me, my risk will be because you got in there, right? That's where you got in off of that. So my risk is at the top of the wick. I don't put it to break even because we could potentially come back into this move, right? And then that's where I'd take my second entry to take this lower. And I'll leave a runner because my oldest NCAD sell, right, is from, hold on. My oldest NCAD sell that I'm still holding is from 88,827 back on November 18th, and which was 88,827, which was up here, right? So had I closed out of the position when I saw the accumulation coming back up, I would have missed out on, let's see, I would have missed out on an extra 500 pips. You know what I mean? So if you caught the top, which is now maintaining, right? If we know that this is maintaining this leg, all right. You know, partial out. Like I honestly would say that if I got in here, right? Cause I didn't, cause it happened on Friday. If I got in there, I would be at least at a minimum 50% volume off. Right. And you know, like I would start bleeding it out. What you don't want to do is when price comes back up, you don't want to have more than 25% volume on. Right.
So you're partial out most of your position.
Yep. Yeah. This was a significant break right here, you know, especially because it's order flow. It's a different thing if it's structure, right? That's why for me, that play way the heck up here came into structure, right? When we played this distro, this, right, was what broke lower time frame structure. And when we came back into 50% of this, I knew that, okay, when we made the next low, this was the line in the sand, right? So obviously if you're playing order flow, for me, I'm going to always take more partials on order flow because could we on NCAD, can we break this here and still be bearish? Yeah. I mean, we're being maintained from this, right? So we could still come back into this area, which I, you know, eventually hope to one day. You know, so again, I would make sure that I've at least secured 50% of the total volume. If not more, you know, because can price pull back? Absolutely. I mean, I'm anticipating we either pull back into this or we pull back into here, you know, that's how I would look at it.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, you got it. All right, cool. Am I paying a lot of swaps? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've paid, so I've got 1.15 lots open still. That's all I got because I've bled it out, and I've paid $741.59 in swap fees. So yeah, I've paid a lot. I mean, it's Well, if you do the math, it's close to about 5% of the total volume or total profit that I have open on it. So yeah, but just keep in mind, like if you're, not business advice, right? But any fees incurred into your business are write-offs at the end of the year for your taxes. So, like I get a printout of all my commission and swap fees that I've paid on all my brokers. And I claim that on my taxes at the end of the year as, banking fees. So yeah. With U-CAD, where would you take the next partials? Hold on. I would. So if you got in here, right, and you've already partialed out, you said 25%. I mean, I'd probably be gunning for like the 130 level. That take out that Asian high. Overall, I'm targeting 131, right? Like all of my buys from here, I've said that I'm taking out this high. I don't know necessarily if we're going to get up there in this cycle. I think, maybe we come up here and we get a little bit of a pullback to then go higher, but I would definitely, I'd definitely be targeting this Asian high right up here. So yeah, that's how I would do it, Jake.
Would you close out another 25%, or would you close out the rest of the trade?
No, I wouldn't close the whole trade. Leave a runner. So, if because you closed out 25 already.
Yeah, at like a 1 to 20, I think.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I would probably take half of what you got left. So if you have 4 orders and you've closed out 1, I mean, what I would say is this: at this point in here, I would definitely have only 1 order left because you're playing. I mean, think about it. You're playing order flow here.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You're going whether you take out this high or you take out this high. I mean, yeah, I know it's 100 pips, but I would rather secure some good partials, especially because you're doing that on your challenge account, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would, take your partials, man, pay it out because we're going, especially with the news coming out this week, we know we're going to get volatility. So we may get that price to come back down, into, we could say that this took out supply, who knows, maybe we come back into that. Right. So that's something that I would just be mindful of. Yeah. I mean, I'll say me personally, Jake, I would have probably being in from Frankfurt. Let me see. Being in from Frankfurt, I probably would have. Let's see. So if you played that, you're sitting at like a 1 to 31, man. I don't know. Let me just see some. Yeah, I probably secure the 1 order and I'll wait until that Asian highs or like that 130 level. Yeah, damn. I mean, that's a nice little chunk of change.
Yeah, once it goes to that next high, I worked it out. I can just close it out anyway because I would have passed my first
all right
phase.
There you go.
So
right.
Yeah.
So
but I'm also in that one below. Like, I don't know how I'm in that one. From the other day where it actually took the low.
Yeah. From the news. Yeah. From this one right here.
Yeah. Right. I don't know how I'm in that, but I'm in that as well.
Well, there you go. All right. The broker didn't screw you, man. I would take some at 50 of that top. Yeah. I agree. We could see what Christian's saying is like 50 out of the distro that happened right up here. So yeah, I mean, I agree. Like I think 50 of the whole move lines up there like at 129,991. Which, like I said, I mean, I probably right when we take Asian highs, I would have maybe just below Asian highs. I'd have it but you're saying if you get up there, you pass your challenge, right?
Yeah, just above the Asian highs. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So hold on for dear life, man.
Well, the first phase, not the second phase.
Yeah, it's all good, bro. Like 1 foot in front of the other, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So cool. All right. That's so we talked about NCAD, we talked about ACAD, right? We'll see how they play out. I threw NCAD, I did not throw ACAD. So let me throw ACAD in here. So this is what I'm looking at for ACAD here, right? We get up there again. If we distribute, I'll play the distribution today on it. Hold on. All right, there we go. So there's ACAD. All right. So now that's kind of everything I'm looking at, like for today in the short term. U-Chef, right? Looking at U-Chef as well, going back to some dollar crosses. I like U-Chef, but what do I need U-Chef to do? I need it to reaccumulate, right? The London move, clearly our shakeout, right? Swept out liquidity here. And actually, I think what it did was play right into New York. So we did not break. Oh, wow. I think it did come right into New York. So where'd she come? She come into that? Obviously this doesn't happen, right? This is changeover. This is just garbage. This is the servers getting reset. Yeah, all right. So she does come in there. Okay. Yeah. So I like the accumulation. There is a micro in there, right? So if we look, I like this London micro. It doesn't give us a type 1, but it still at least gives us confirmation and accumulation is happening. And I'm guessing, yeah, you could see the divergence coming in as well. So I do like the price action in there. If we, man, TradingView is just a piece of crap, man. So we know that they started the sell in Frankfurt, and we know that they turned it around here. So this breaks up to the high. I mean, this is my point of interest, right? Come back into it. So I probably say that if I can find something in there, what is that, like 20-minute candle, something like that? All right, it ain't gonna give me nothing. This is something I would potentially look at, but or ideally, I'm just gonna wait for the schematic. I got the alert that says new high, so I know it made the new high on EG. It only took 4 months. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'll be waiting for here on U-Chef. You know, get the accumulation after the break. So like I said, I mean, the whole move is here. So like something in here, but we need this to happen first, and then we come in to accumulate to go higher. So that's what I'll be waiting on, right? Also keep in mind where we are in the bigger picture, right? Someone once said to zoom the heck out to get the bigger picture. And last week, right, you would have seen a couple of really good plays, but I think that this may be where we're at. I'm not really worried about the distribution, but this may be potentially the SC that gets us to break this high. right? So that's what I'm watching. You know, we've seen, you know, we were looking for those buys all of last week on U-Chef. And I mean, the damn thing has given from the area that we were looking for the buys, the thing's gone 430 pips on U-Chef, which is massive, right? So just keep an eye on where we're at with U-Chef. On all of these yen crosses, they're just where we're at. You can see, hold on. So we can see that we broke, and I know I marked this up, man. Holy madness. So we know that we broke here, right? So we know that we're in this leg. And there are two ways. The easiest way is this breaks the new high. We know that we're going to come back into this, right? Because of the break here of supply, I'm interested in this reaccumulation, or I'm interested in this right here. Either way, this isn't happening today, right? This is maybe end of week, maybe next week on a lot of these yen crosses. So this is something that I'm going to be really focusing on, this move right here. Right? That move right there, or I'm going to be focusing on that reaccumulation right here. Okay. And it's simply, and let me see if it's on the 30 minute. Do I have it on the 30? No. All right. I know I marked this crap up, so I don't understand, but it's all good. So what we had is just a massive reaccumulation, right? We had the break and we had the shakeout. So if we get price, right, to come back into those 2 points, that's something I'll be watching, but we're a good ways, right? On Chef J, that is 200 pips. So we'll look at it. I'll take a look at EG. Yeah. So that's what I'm waiting for on Chef J. So there's nothing that's going to happen. I don't think this week. GJ, the same exact thing, right? GJ broke the high, right? So now what am I expecting? I'm expecting us to, this right here is that move that comes into 80%. And then we break. So we could have mitigated already, right? So this is really the area I'm looking for on GJ. And realistically, we are, 300 pips away. So something I'm not going to be really focused on till end of week, if not next week. And that's the same for all of these yen crosses, right? We broke on like NJ, right? We haven't made a new high. We have traded into supply, but supply didn't do anything, right? So what am I looking at? Well, the redistro we broke. This is something I'm paying attention to, right? So we come back down into this area and I get an accumulation, I'll take the buy. But we are 300, almost 400 pips away from that. So it's a common theme with all of these yen crosses. I'm just expecting same thing like CAD, right? Like what are we expecting on CAD? We're expecting price to come back into this price action. We saw the expansionary move. We saw it break the high. We waited for what, like an entire month for price to come back into our point of interest. And then we caught the buy up. Right. So that back test we did CAD 2 weeks ago, I mean, we saw just a massive amount of profits coming out of it. So now it's just a matter of just waiting for those pullbacks. And it's across the entire gamut of yen crosses. The only difference is UJ, right? UJ is something that I potentially will play this week. And it involves, just like every other dollar cross, we need the reaccumulation. So we were looking, I don't know if you guys saw like Friday, this is what I was kind of waiting for on UJ. You took UJ, you took yesterday an L on UJ. Where was your entry out of? Yeah, what was your entry out of? From the 50? So you took it out of here? Okay. What was your confirmation though? Like what got you in the trade?
On the second, it looks like accumulation for me, and the break was pretty aggressive.
Hold on, let's see. So let's just see. So you're talking about this?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I could see it. Yeah, especially with the divergence, I could see it. So now, let's see. Hold on.
I took only from 80 because 3.5 pips.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell you my, what do you marking, Thomas? What do you got? I can tell you why I wouldn't have taken it. The reason I
Yeah.
wouldn't have taken it was because this was Monday. That was Monday. All right.
Yeah, it reacted
No, I mean,
a bit lower.
yeah, it came through. So, all right, no worries, all good. Yeah. So on UJ, if we get that reaccumulation, right? If we get that reaccumulation, I definitely like New York price action, right? So this is where I was waiting. Out on Friday, I was waiting for us to come back in. We did accumulate in here. I do like it, and we're kind of following the market cycle with this. So the only thing I don't like is over the last 12 hours, we haven't done anything with Asian, right? We didn't sweep Asian. So, for me now, I just want to see the break. We get that break. This right here is a nice little play. I guarantee you that the 80% of that lines up with 80% of the entire move. I'm just spitballing it here. Hold on. Let's see. So there's 80. And then if I measure out just the push, yeah, there's 80. So, I mean, really, I would be expecting an accumulation somewhere down here after the break, sweeping out Asian lows if they stay intact, right? If we can get that to stay intact on this move, which, I mean, we should, right? So I'd be looking for UJ, I'd be looking this, then to come back in to take this higher, right? And UJ, like I said, UJ is the only yen cross that I'll be playing this on because it's the only one that's maintained it, right? The dollar's really just pushing UJ up. So, and again, I'll be taking some really good profits where we're at because UJ, if you guys haven't seen where UJ's at, UJ is in the 80% of our like highest time frame, right? We are actually, I don't even, no, it's not even on this chart. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, I gotta go. Let me go to what, like FXCM maybe? Yeah, there you go. So we are in the 80% of this move right here. So we're right at it. All right. So, I mean, it took 2 years to get there. it took 2 years to get there. I mean, it's sad because we started looking for buys on UJ there, man. That whole move. Anyway, UJ. So yen crosses, I'm definitely still keeping an eye on them, but other than UJ, I don't see them coming into play anytime soon. All right. Look on Saxo. All right, hold on. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about this whole move, right? That whole move right there. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I'll tell you right now, I don't think we're stopping. I think we're going higher. I think if anything, this is just a reason for us to come back into here or maybe into here. I just don't think I don't think we stop. Yeah. All right. So that's kind of my outlook for the week with some of these plays. Again, very dollar strong because of what's going on. Here, before we look at indices, I will look at EJ and EG, right? Actually, EJ is the same thing, right? Not much has changed. If we look at, and I'll move this over, right? Like what am I expecting? I'm expecting us to come back. We've reaccumulated, right? We've reaccumulated, and now I'm expecting us to come back into this. So we're, 140. I'm looking at 135. We're 500 pips from anywhere. So, same thing with EJ. I'll be looking for that. Now in EG, we have finally broken this stupid thing. So I will be looking for buys, but I'll be looking for buys. I'm guessing probably out of, hold on, let me clean all this up. So we have reaccumulated here. I mean, I know we got time because this ain't moving anytime soon. What do we got? What'd you say? What was the candle? 43 and 46?
That was for Chef J, not EG.
Chef J, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, we may get the bounce to come back down. I don't know. I'll tell you right now, I like New York's price action out of this for potential buy out of here or coming back into that. You know, we may get, there's just so much because I know we sweep during Frankfurt in there. So it may play out of something in here, out of that 80. Here, I'm just going to put my alert. Yeah. I do like this area here, right? In that, or I think I really do like what's going on here, and that lines up with this right here. So I'll be looking for buys because we have, I think at this point, this is what's going to get EG up into this. Man, it feels like so long ago that I was trading that. Wow. Yeah. All right. So, and that's really it. I mean, CAD Chef isn't anywhere. Gold, silver, not anywhere. Oil, I'm pretty sure you can just hit buy by market on oil. And, you know, I mean, we were talking about this breaking an all-time high, right? And I totally agree with this. You know, it just, I haven't been able, I really haven't been trying to trade oil, but I mean, the plays, I mean, just look at the reaccumulations and higher time frame. You know, where are we going? We're going for an all-time high, right? I mean, we are going and breaking this high right here. You know, we are going to take 147. So we'll see. Get ready for it. I mean, gas prices in the US, the daily average just broke $5 a gallon, which is ridiculous. So yeah, I mean, heck, look at this nice little 1 hour right here. Look at that. Tell you what, that'd be a nice little play on oil. Boom, right in here to that, to go higher. Yeah. Have you ever tried to do buy by market? Yeah. I mean, I've market executed. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right. So let's get into indices. Like without a stop loss. Actually, I did it once. I did it with oil. I did like 25.01 lots that time that oil dropped to negative like $43. So just because I knew my account can withstand the 0.01, but yeah, if you don't have a stop loss, how do you know what you're risking? You know? Yeah. No, I made, I mean, I got killed in swap fees, but I made a killing off of that. I bought at like 10 cents, 5 cents. And then when it hit to a penny, I just went crazy. My broker was allowing me to keep buying. So I held it for like, I don't know, almost 3 months, because on FX Choice, you don't get charged swap fees on oil. Yeah. So I made some good money. So that US 30 trade that I took, oh yeah, man, that cost me a lot of money. All right. Anyway, let's look at indices, right? Obviously, the play was perfect last week out of here, right? We know that we've just made a new leg, right? So the distribution is now maintaining, right? Let me just move this over here. We know that the distribution is now maintaining a new leg. And obviously, if we get a pullback up into anywhere here, I don't mind playing the ping pong game, but we need a break order flow, right? So like for me to look into buys, like we at least need to break out some supply, come back, accumulate to take this up. I don't think that's happening. I think we're just going to keep selling. So out of yesterday, I don't know if you guys saw yesterday's move. I personally didn't trade this just because it was Monday and I had other things I was doing, right? But we did get the redistro. Man, I know I marked this up yesterday. All right, there we go. So we did get the redistro, really clean. Now what I'd be waiting for is, so we know, I didn't even look at what Frankfurt did, but I'm guessing she came into the 80% of New York's price action. So what I'd like to see is at the open, let's see this. So I like the distro. I like the redistro. And I would be expecting this as a redistro, right? So there's two things that I want to see for the short. One of them is, hold on, let me delete this and let me add this. So what I'd like to see is I'd like to see price confirm a redistribution, right? And then I'll be looking for shorts. Whether or not we trade below here or not, I really don't care. Obviously, I want the new low because then we're in a new leg, right? But what I'll be looking for is just play the market cycle continuation play. You know, really, we haven't done anything since Asian. It's just sideways. Yesterday's play was pretty clean. You know, if you took the US 31 like I did, actually, that's the only trade I did take yesterday because I was at the gym. I ended up taking the loss. I should have, and obviously the 80 never got filled here, and I just didn't set SPX, but it was a Monday order, so it was really small anyway. But they played out pretty nice, right? I mean, we could see we come into 80% of the London redistribution that mitigates Frankfurt's distro. And then we just come right back into 50% of the overall manipulation, right? I mean, this is your open, right? At 9:30, that's the sell. And obviously this comes in about, I don't know, half an hour past my window because I like that, you know, I like the 12:30 window. But whatever, it still comes in and gives the sell off, right? So for today, what I'll be looking at is same thing. I don't want us to really trade above Frankfurt price action. I think if we do trade above Frankfurt today, you know, we're gonna go higher, trade above all of this. So I may not even get into a trade on indices today if we do that. I'm only looking shorts for right now. You know, and then potentially tomorrow, if we do show some like bullish intent, maybe tomorrow is what gets us to get back up into some more premium pricing for our next sell. All right. Same thing on SPX, right? SPX. Come on. So bigger picture on SPX, right? The shorts that we got into last week, you know, my target was the new low, which was sitting right here, right? That was my new low. And those orders were at a 1 to 101. And where's the second order? Hold on. There we go. And a 1 to 94. So the two orders I took on Wednesday and Thursday, all over where I've taken partials was over a 1 to 100. And what I'll be looking for now, obviously, is just continuation play until we break order flow. So same thing here, right? This one here, go figure, the one that I don't trade hits the 80, right? We got the manipulation confirmed redistro. We come into the 80, right? Come into the 80 and sell off. Really nice, clean price action. All right. So now what I want to see is same play, right? We come in, let's see, we come into, where did Frankfurt play into? We come into the 80. Yep. We come into the 80 of Frankfurt. I like the fact that Frankfurt gives us that distribution. And now I'd be same thing. I'd be expecting this to turn into a redistro. So if price at the open gives some kind of manipulation, whatever it is, maybe we trade into this and then we short it, right? This is what I'm going to be looking for, that next entry, right? And then I'll be just playing it low. You know, keep in mind that we don't have much targets to the downside, right? Because like right now, this would be my very first target. So that's kind of why I wasn't in a big rush to play yesterday's play, just because we had just made a new low. All right. But shorts are definitely something I'm watching. You know, nothing really gets me into a buy quite yet to hedge the position, because I'm still holding, I don't know now. I think I'm up to like 8 total orders, maybe 9 on indices just across all of the shorts. Right. But eventually we're going to have to get, hold on, let me hide all this madness. So eventually, because of this break right here and this distro being what's maintaining it, eventually we're going to have to get back up into supply, right? Whether or not we come back up into here, whether or not maybe we trade into this price action from Friday, you know, we're going to have to get that. So like I said, if we break above this high on the pullback into demand, I will buy it up into that area. So yeah, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm going to be looking for. All right. And then U30, same exact thing. I mean, U30 has just been phenomenal. That one entry that we finally broke, those profits there are, what's she at? They were at a 1 to 150. Hold on. 1 to 150 and a 1 to 84, you know? So, you know, really, really clean price action out of Thursday's entries. And again, this was the one that I took yesterday. I ended up taking the small stop loss, but like, I really didn't care. I mean, indices have paid up the last week, have been paying out really, really nicely. So this was the break, you know, the manipulation right here. This was the manipulation. So what I wanted to see was I needed us to break back down, you know. So once we broke back down, now this is what I was looking at. And I'm guessing that's what Frankfurt played into. Hold on. Let me swap this. So that's our, yeah, there we go. So we played into that. Do we come into 50 of that? Yeah. Oh, we do come into 50 of the actual. So we know that this is where they bought right there, right? We know that's the buy. We know that's the sell. So I like the distro. Again, same thing. If this turns into a redistro, I'll play the continuation move targeting this low. The 9-minute candle on what, US 30? You're talking about, that's the 9-minute right there, this right here. Yeah, I mean, it's already been mitigated, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, this is what, that right there is what I'll be looking at to see if it redistros. You know, we have, hold on. So let's see. So let's get in here and see what she did. All right, so Frankfurt distributes. All right, so there's our distribution during Frankfurt. There's our, oh, nope, wrong one. There's our break of structure. And that's our test. So that's our test. Well, what do we do? So do we redistribute here? Let's see. Let me go like 15 second. Market's open. All right, so she plays into the redistro. And then she redistros after that. So does she come back to mitigate this move? I think this is where she's coming now. Let's just see. I think this is where she's coming now. Oh, come on. Well, I think we're going to get a redistro. Yeah. So this is what I'll be looking for today on indices. If we can get the redistro, I'll play out of the redistro. So we get that break, which I'm guessing we're going to. We know that the buy happens here, right? We swept and then we sweep the high. So we took out, right? We took out all the weak-handed sellers. This was the sweep of that low, grab liquidity, take it up, mitigate into here. So this is what we need to mitigate. Same thing on NASDAQ, I'm guessing. Yeah, same thing on NASDAQ. So nothing for me, nothing will happen unless we break that low. We break that low, I'll play out of the redistro. Now, if we distribute out of here, right? So let's say we do something like that and then boom, out of there. And then we break, I still want us to break here. And then I'll potentially play a limit out of that. So that's kind of how I'm going to play this. Yeah, looks like US 30 is leading it. Yeah, so that's kind of my play with indices. That's what I'm going to be watching, you know, and then of course targeting a new low, right? Targeting a new low. It looks like NASDAQ may be the laggard. Yeah, looks like NASDAQ's gonna be our laggard. So, but I'm going to be targeting the low from New York yesterday. That's what I'm going to be doing. If only US 30, just nothing, just waiting. Yeah. Yeah, because where we're at, I mean, we're in the middle of really nowhere, right? So like I'm not looking for until the other two break, I'm not looking for anything out of here. Because in reality, like where are we? I mean, we're still in this. Yeah. So I'll wait. I'll give it maybe like an hour. I've got to like pack and stuff like that. So while I'm packing, I'll have this up on the big TV and just watching them all three. Why do we see big moves during power hour? It's the second most voluminous part of the New York Stock Exchange. And the reason it's so voluminous is because it's the last hour of trading. So you've got people taking profits from the day. You've got people securing positions, right? Do I have something to read about power hour? No, I mean, I don't. I mean, you can watch it. I mean, it's a big circus, you know, like right at 4 p.m. Eastern, they do the whole closing bell where people line up and they've got this big bell they're dinging. Yeah. I mean, you can see if you watch like the trading floor, I mean, you can see people going crazy during that last hour because they're trying to get their last orders in. They're trying to sell what they've profited on. They're trying to position maybe on a big sell off and stuff like that. So, yeah. So anyway, but this is kind of what I'm going to be targeting this week. Again, be mindful of the news that's coming out, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they give, but I'll definitely be interested in playing indices if we can confirm redistro, right? I need a redistro on these. Otherwise I'm not taking it. So it looks like we may get it, yeah. And I'll tell you right now, I like potentially the open because it's lining up with this move right here. So there's no divergence. Yeah, no limits for indices right now. Yeah, no limits. I'm going to play schematics on them. So yeah, I mean, we don't have any like manipulation. I mean, higher time frame, we've got some divergence, right? But nothing that I want to do with yet. So yeah, we don't have a true manipulation yet. So we'll see. Remember, like we're just here. You know what I mean? Like this yesterday was the clean move. We're just here, and I'm just gonna wait for it. So I'm just gonna wait to let price kind of give me what I'm gonna kind of bank on. So also zoom out and just ask yourself, like, where are we? I mean, potentially we could start to see, right? I mean, we could start to see price give us that pullback. So, we're trying to sell this, and that's probably not the smartest thing to do. So, just keep in mind, it's got to be extremely, extremely clean for me to do anything. Otherwise, this can just turn into a massive accumulation. Right. I mean, we could, and if it does, great, because I don't mind playing this back up. I'll still hold what I've got, especially being in at the top. I'll hold what I have. I've already taken half volume off, and we'll see how it plays out. But yeah. Awesome. Anybody else have anything else? Because if not, I'm going to run. I've got to just get a couple things done before the rest of my day starts today. I do think we'll be in a position though to at least catch something today on indices. If not, whatever. Last week, nothing on Monday and Tuesday or Wednesday, right? Thursday was the big day. Thursday gave you, all three indices gave you at least one. Some of them gave you 2 1-to-100 plays. So, but all right, awesome, guys. Well, listen, I will catch everybody. I'll be back in a little bit. If you guys need anything, hit me up in the chat. Awesome. Have a good one.